talk to you about mindset. This is all mindset. I'm telling you. First thing you need to do, anything that's not adding up, start subtracting it from your life. If it doesn't add up to what you want in your life, then you need to start subtracting it. And that means people, that means places that you put yourself in, that means environment, that means activities, that means habits. Start stripping away the things that are preventing you from getting to the next level in your life. There's a lot of people and a lot of places that you put yourself around and in that are stunting your growth, Caprice. I promise you. That's like, I'm spending so much time on that because I'm telling you, I know this is where everybody struggles. Because you think, here's what you think. Well, I could live 2 lives. I could try to be the new person I'm trying to become, and then on Saturday and Sunday, I could still be the old person that I have been my whole life. And still do all the old activities that I've always done my whole life. And then when Monday comes around, I'm going to straighten up a little bit, and I'm going to start pretending again in front of the people that I'm trying to impress. I'm telling you, that's what's stunting your growth. You have to decide right here, right now, do you want it or not? Are you going to make a change or are you not going to make a change? But some of you guys, you speak one thing and then your actions show another thing. And you think that you doing things behind your RVP's back, behind your leader's back, you think that nobody knows. And you're right, they don't know. But you know who knows? The universe knows. God knows. And you know. And so you now have to ask yourself, who are you playing a trick on? You're only playing a trick on yourself. Because you're the one that decided to get involved. You're the one that decided to say, I want to do this thing. You're the one that says, oh, can you teach me? Yeah, we can teach you, but are you willing to grab my hand and are you willing to follow me through this journey? Because you're going to have to change. So you got to change the people you associate yourself with. You have to change your environments. What else do you have to change? You have to change the way you think. Now listen, why do you have to change the way you think? Because your thoughts will dictate how you feel. And how you feel dictates how you behave. Does this make sense? Just nod your head if this is making sense. Your behavior is going to dictate your life. Think about what I just said. Your behavior, your habits dictate whether you have the success you're trying to look for or you don't. Okay, but then you have to reverse engineer this. What dictates your habits? The way you feel. Now, how do I know that? Because many of you guys don't do what you have to do. Here's why. You ready? I don't feel like it. Hey, are you gonna book appointments? Are you gonna go prospecting? Are you gonna show up to the meeting? I don't feel like it today. So your emotions dictate how you behave. Well, now check this out. You're never going to eradicate your emotions. You were designed with these impulses inside of you, these emotional reactions. That's what you were designed with. So you're never going to get rid of that, Caprice. But what you can do, the more you learn, the more you read, the more you listen to, great stuff, the more you learn about philosophy, the more you learn about really living a certain type of way, the more you learn about that. The more now you can be aware and conscious in the present moment and decide. Once you have an emotion, you can now decide whether you're going to let that emotion take control of you or whether you're going to control that emotion. Are you getting what I'm saying here? I was asked to speak to you guys today about mindset. I'm talking to you about mindset. All the prospect and all that other stuff, right? You already know how to do it. You don't know how to pick up the phone and go, hey, can you do blah, 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 blah. You don't know how to do that? Of course you know how to do that. But why don't you do that? You don't do that. Why? Because, I don't feel like it. Well, I have other priorities. I have this. I have that. And that's okay. That doesn't make you a bad person. It just, I'm telling you, I'm putting the mirror in your face and saying, this is why you're not getting what you want. See, when I first started this business, I was 19 years old, Karina, and I had to really decide, is this really what I wanted to do or not? Now, in the beginning, I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't really know if I wanted to do this for long term, but I did know I would like to at least have some short-term success. So then it made sense. I should probably start doing X, Y, Z to start getting that short-term success. Now understand, when I did this, when I first started this 10 years ago, there was no Zoom. I didn't have Zoom. You got to know that. Now, why is that important? Because I didn't have a car. I walked everywhere. Oscar knows this. Oscar and Patty they've seen my journey. I used to walk everywhere. I actually have shoes with holes in the bottom of them. I can show you them. With the last $10, $15, $20 that I had, I would call somebody up and go, hey, can you give me a ride to the meeting? Can you give me a ride to my appointment? Look, let me tell you how serious I was about this. Okay? If you guys know California, if you don't, let me tell you. Our office is in Rancho Cucamonga. I lived right down the street. So even if I walked, it wasn't that bad. However, when we did appointments, it wasn't at the office. It wasn't on Zoom. I had to go to wherever the client was, whatever city they lived in. I used to ask somebody, Karina, I used to ask whoever was available, hey, could you give me a ride to my appointment? And then they'd do all that shit, right? And I'm like, come on, like, give me a ride to my appointment. And then I'd be like, I can't, Chris, my car's not going to make it, all this crap, right? And then I would say, look, I'll give you $20 for gas. Oh, okay. I said, I thought you said your car wouldn't make it. And they were like, oh, well, come on, now we could take a chance. Okay. So then they would take me to my appointment. My appointments were 30 minutes away from the office, 45 minutes away from the office. You know, and everybody always asked, on the way there, halfway there, Caprice, they would ask this question. And I knew that it was on their mind. They would be like this, hey, so how do you plan on getting back? But they were asking in this weird way where they were trying to tell me I'm not staying. I'm not stupid. I'm a very smart person. So I knew they don't care. They're trying to tell me I'm not staying and waiting for you. And I already knew that. The moment I gave them the money for the ride, I already knew they're not staying. And I was okay with that. And they asked me, well, Chris, how are you going to get back? And my answer always was this. I don't know, but I'll deal with that when we cross that bridge. And they would drop me off, and I can see the look that they gave me, like, this dude's nuts. Like, what do you mean? And there was many times where I had to walk for miles until finally somebody would answer and come pick me up. Now, I'm not telling you that for sympathy. I don't need your sympathy, nor am I looking for it. Today, I drive a car that's worth $100,000, okay? Today, my life is very good. Today, I make a lot of money, and I'm only going to make more money from here on out. But why do I make what I make today, and why do I have what I have today? Because of one thing. Because I built my character throughout the last 10 years. I don't make excuses. I don't bitch. I don't complain. I don't whine. I've never done that. I also don't point fingers at anybody. I'm not looking for I've never looked for sympathy. I don't need sympathy. I need solutions. That's what I need. Now, this might be too hardcore for you. But if it's too hardcore for you, that's why you're not going to find success in everything that you want to do. Because you want life to be easy for you. And I'm here to tell you, life is never going to be easy. This shit's hard. And it's supposed to be hard. Because you want to know something? Making $20,000 a month, that's not normal. Do we all realize that? That is not normal. That's extremely abnormal. So if you want to make abnormal income and have an abnormal lifestyle, then guess what you have to be willing to accept? That you're going to have an abnormal journey. Your journey, Karina, is going to be harder than everybody else in your family. Are y'all with me? You get what I'm saying? So, I'll tell you this, okay? If you really sell out to getting better, becoming a better version of you. You sell out to that. You're going to look back 10 years later. 10 years going to go by. You're going to look back. And I'm telling you one thing, Caprice. You don't give a shit about the money. You don't give a shit about the cars. You don't give a shit about your home. You don't give a shit about where you travel to. I need you to understand something right here, right now, and I need you to feel it. None of that stuff impresses me. And none of that stuff defines me. I am not my car. I am not my home. I am not my ability to travel. And I'm not my bank account. I'm none of that. I have it, and I'm grateful for it because I've realized how much work I had to put in. But I am none of that, Karina. Because if you strip away my car, if you strip away where I live, if you strip away my clothes, if you strip away my money, then you really get to see who is Chris. You see, the way that I speak right now, this is how I speak 24/7. This is not an act. Oscar can confirm this. This is how I speak all the time. And what I say earlier, how somebody speaks is how somebody thinks. So what I'm talking about here, Miguel, when I say commit to the process, what process is that? The daily process of evolving and growing and becoming better and strengthening your character as a human being. My father passed away 2 years ago when COVID kicked off. Okay? My dad passed away, 58 years old. His birthday would have been, March 24th. He would have turned 60 last month. I'll tell you, that was by far the hardest experience I've had in my life. And let me tell you why that was the hardest experience of my life. Let me tell you why. The reason why, not because I can't deal with death. I can deal with death. I dealt with it very well, as a matter of fact. Let me tell you why. Because I had to step up for everybody else in my family. I don't understand. I'm the youngest. I'm the second youngest of 6. And during that whole process, I was the one called and chosen to lead the entire family through that. You want to know why? Because, Kaylee, they realized Chris was prepped for this. So when I look back at my life, I look back at the last 10 years and I ask myself, I question, what was I going through everything for? What was I going through all that shit for? Why was I walking everywhere? Why was I broke? Why were there times when I did have a car and I had no money and I had to get to an appointment? And I remember going to a gas station and I remember going inside and literally scrounging up all the change in my car, going inside and dumping the change on the counter and saying, how much can I get for this? And I was so embarrassed and I just felt so small. The guy was looking at me like, are you serious trying to get gas with pennies? Yes, I'm really here trying to get gas with pennies and nickels and quarters and dimes. I have no other way, bro. And you want to know what's the most humiliating thing? When you have 4 people behind you and then he goes, sorry, bro, we can't accept change. And now, like an idiot, you have to go and put them back in your pocket and go find another gas station. Why did I go through that? Why did I go through the hurt of people leaving and betraying me and people mocking me and downplaying my goals and downplaying my dreams? Why did I go through that? Was it just to make money? Was it just so I can say, hey, look at all the money that I have? I'm now telling you 10 years later, that's not why. Because you go through, listen, your trials and your adversity introduces you to your strength. Congratulations. You only find out how strong you are when you're introduced, when you're faced with adversity. That's the only way you find out how strong you are. That's the only way you find out what you're made of. So don't come into this business thinking, this is gonna be so simple and I'm gonna go straight to the top. Now I know we all think that when you first sign up, and then give it 2 days and you're like, wait, everybody told me to go F off. Damn, this is tough. Yeah, I know. Welcome to the club. But see, that's where everybody quits. And I'm so grateful that I just don't have no quit in my body. I'll finish with this. I got to a point in this business where how do I word this to you? Because I know we have new people, okay? There's this thing called QBI, right? Quality of business. And you have to keep a good quality of business, or what starts to happen is the company starts to penalize you on the amount of money that they pay you, right? And so my quality of business was just horrendous. Like, horrendous is not even a good word. It was, okay, I'll put it to you this way. It was so bad that the CEO of the company told my upline, right? One of my mentors to tell me, hey, we want you to tell Chris that we're better off if he actually resigns and leaves the company. Okay? Now, do you know what kind of gut check that is? Where the CEO of the company that you've given your blood, sweat, and tears for, he's telling you he don't even want you here no more? And by the way, I'm an adult. I told you earlier, I don't blame nobody. I understand. I dug that hole. I had to get out of it. I didn't quit. I didn't quit. I didn't. You know? And guess what? I'm here today to tell the story. So everything that I've lived, all the adversity, all the hard stuff, all of the struggles, all of that, all it's done, Jocelyn, has introduced me to my strength. And here I am today, strong as shit, in front of you saying, I made it and you can make it too. There's no doubt about it. So I don't know what's going on in your life, because everybody has something going on in their life. You might have going through a divorce right now. You might have baby mama drama. You might have, you might be getting evicted. You might be homeless right now. You might be hungry. Like literally hungry. You haven't eaten. I don't know what you're going through. But I'm here to tell you that there's always a way. Now, you can change. There's no doubt about it. But what do you need to change first? You need to totally commit and change the environment that you put yourself in, change the people you associate yourself with, change the way you think, change the way you feel, and you change your behavior. And if you change your behavior, you're going to change your life. And that's the process. That's how you do it.